time no see. So I haven't been on my channel for a year, maybe a year, something like that. So a lot has happened, and I'm really hoping that this year I will be able to upload a lot more. I've not been very consistent with it, and I was just like, I got to start again. So basically, what's happened is I don't have my allotment anymore. I actually gave it up mainly because of time. So I was just struggling with work, with the house. My son, who's got complex needs, so it was just finding the time, especially during the school holidays, especially 6 weeks holiday. I couldn't get up there to water it. It's the most critical time of the year. You've got to be up there watering and weeding. I was maybe going up once every 2 weeks. It wasn't working out. So what's happened now is I am going to have my allotment garden in my back garden. So I'm going to show you a video in a minute of the garden. No judgment, please. It is an absolute state. There is so much rubbish to get rid of. Stuff that has just accumulated from renovations in the house. It's just got piled in the garden, and I thought, oh, I'll get rid of it next week, Never did it. The garden used to be really nice. I used to be really into my gardening, and then the pandemic hit. My son was off school for, I think, 9 months. He has complex needs and autism. I can't leave him in the house on his own. He didn't always want to go in the garden, so the garden just overgrew. It was like that for 2 years. And I just lost all motivation for it. It was so full of bindweed, ivy, mare's tail, nettles, the lot, everything. And I just lost my motivation with the garden, to be honest. I lost my passion for it. I didn't go on Instagram and post on my Instagram page for a long time. Yeah, so the garden just got into an absolute state, and I'm currently redecorating the house, so a lot of stuff is getting sort of put in the garden ready for the tip man to come, and so please be forgiven when you see the garden. It's bad. But having said that, yes, it's overgrown. My cat has been obnoxious. Yeah, it's really overgrown. There's a lot of rubbish to get rid of, but that's just material stuff. I can take that to the tip. I can cut that back. It's not an issue. It's just, and now I'm not working. My son's back at school full time. So I literally have 5 days a week from 8 o'clock in the morning till 4 o'clock in the afternoon to rejuvenate my passion in the garden. And it's a big garden, it's massive. I will show you in a minute. I've got a really beautiful shed down there. The shed has never been used for anything. It's been put up at my old allotment, and then I left that allotment, so I took the shed back down, and then it was put up in my garden. I never did anything with it. I just stored stuff in it, so it's in lovely condition. That's going to become my craft shed, so I'm going to have my painting down there, my artwork, my embroidery, my knitting, my reading corner. So it'll be my little space. So I'll have my little space, which I'm so excited about. And if you've been following my Instagram, you'll see me posting little pictures of things that I've picked up secondhand to decorate my shed with. So I'm really excited about that. I'm going to paint it pink, and it's going to be really girly. And I've also, whilst I don't plan to get chickens, my cat Molly. Say hi, Molly. She's a pain in the bum. Whilst I don't plan to get chickens or ducks this year, I would like to get some again. And I happened by pure chance to see somebody selling an absolute stunning gypsy caravan style chicken coop. And it's gorgeous. And they're going to paint it for me pink and cream. They're going to put hearts and flowers on it, so it's going to be really girly. I've even got some little window boxes, which I probably won't put anything in them because the chickens will just eat them. But anyway, I've snapped that up, and it's all treated and everything, so it's all weatherproof. So that will just be stored down the bottom of the garden, ready, because I don't want to get chickens and ducks until I've done the garden, and the garden is going to be a long process. So But I've got that just to store. I can use that whenever then, it is just there. So I've snapped that up. Yeah, so I've just got so many plans for this garden to get it back to where it used to be pre-pandemic. I am a massive wildflower advocate. Everything I do revolves around the bees and the butterflies and the birds. So I want to make it as wild as possible. I've also got a front garden which I've figured out can fit 6 large raised beds plus pathways plus a border for wildflowers plus a pond, and then we have 2 side paths. That's how big the front garden is. It's massive. There will be certain things that won't grow in the front garden, like pumpkins for example, because there's always going to be some idiot that's going to nick them. So it'll probably be for like my beans, my artichokes and things like that. Yeah, so I'm really excited. I've really got into the birds lately. I've got my binoculars and my bird book at the kitchen window. I've got bird feeders out there. I've got nesting boxes on the shed. I've even got one with a camera in ready, and hopefully we'll get some blue tits. So my partner is the one who's been cutting all the hedges back, and we're trying to do that. It's coming in January. We're trying to do that before end of February when the birds start nesting, because we don't want to disturb them. We need to lay a new path that ideally needs to be wheelchair friendly because Ben's in a wheelchair. We've got the patio area, it just needs to get rid of all the rubbish, and once that's done it'll be clear. And we've got a seating thing. We've got a couple of sheds down here. My garden is so big. I've got 2 sheds, a greenhouse, a polytunnel, and space for a chicken run and chicken coop, and the garden and a pond. So that's how big my garden is. It's massive. So I'm really excited, and I'm going to try and upload a video every week just of little updates. In regards to sewing, I haven't sewed anything yet. Normally in past years I would have been like sewing this and sewing that. I'm trying to hold off until March. I don't have the space in the house to store them, and the greenhouse has a broken panel in it, so that's not ideal. So I'm not sewing anything. The only thing I will sew is in February I will sow some tomatoes and chilies, and there was something else. Onions. I'm gonna sow the onions. Hold my hands up. I haven't got the garlic in yet. Haven't got the shallots in yet. And I did go out in the garden yesterday to try and get the compost, because we had a massive delivery of compost on the front garden, which is a tip for you. If you're looking for compost, don't bother with the garden centres. Go on Facebook Marketplace. People will deliver you a ton bag of compost. Mine was 40 quid and it's all organic and peat free. So little tip for you there. Have a look on Marketplace. Anyway, I went out yesterday and I put my spade in it. I nearly said sword then. I put my spade in it and it just was rock solid. So I was like, okay, maybe I'm not doing any planting garlic today. So I'm hopefully give it a week or so, and hopefully it would have thawed out and I can plant it then. So yes, I'm very excited. So please follow my journey. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, The Wild Gardener. And if you've got any hints or tips, any ideas that you think will look good in the garden, drop me a comment in the box below. Please subscribe and give me a thumbs up, because it really helps my channel. And yeah, follow my journey. So we're going to start down the bottom of the garden. This is the old chicken run and chicken coop that I haven't used for 2-3 years. The chicken coop is just, it's wood and it's just rotten, and it needs thrown away. So the idea now is to, this frame is really sturdy, so it's really dug into the ground. I've had it years. I've had it probably about 6 years and it's never been damaged in a storm. So the idea is to cut all, well, not all of it, but a lot of this tree back because it overhangs. And as you can see, some sort of plant from the neighbour's garden is now growing into the tree. So we're going to cut that back, and then we're going to use polytunnel sheeting, and this will be the new polytunnel. So it's quite big. And you can see like the sun is shining on it a bit, but you can see that it is big. It's quite wide. All of this rubbish is going. We've already had a lot removed. The fence panels on the back blew down in a storm and we just never replaced them. That trampoline, I was going to do some sort of frame with it for my old allotment, but I never got around to doing it, so that's going to go. So you can see that this is the old coop and a load of old wood, and the tree is just grown into it, so all of that's going. So all of this will be clear. All of this metal's going. This is the old fencing to stop our old dog getting out. So the idea is now this will be the polytunnel, and when this is clear, the new chicken coop will go here. There's some trees here and they give a lot of shade in the summer for the chickens, so it gives them a lot of cover when it's really hot. And this hedge is huge. We've started cutting, well, my partner started cutting back. You can see how much it sticks out here, but it actually goes all the way back there. So this, there'll hopefully be a couple of meters to go back. So, but it's all holly, so it's an absolute mission. He's done a really good job though. He's cut loads of the tree back, and we're trying to do it before the birds do nesting and all that stuff, because we get a lot of birds in the garden. So you can see we've got quite a big space here. So this will be the new chicken coop and run, and then this is the rest of my garden. So this is what he's cut back. It's absolutely enormous pile. So behind there, we're going to, the idea is we're going to hire a wood chipper and chip this and use it for path. So behind there, there's an old compost bin. It's got nothing in it. And then there's space behind my shed where I keep a load of pots. This is my new crafting shed. So it's full of cardboard at the moment. I've been saving cardboard to use on the raised beds. And there's a load of junk in here as well, that some toys of my son's and things from my old allotment that I've just stored in here. So the idea is this is going to be a brand new crafting shed, so I can do my painting and my sewing and my colouring and just sort of chill out in here. This is my own little space. So it's currently a very pale pink. I'm going to paint it a slightly darker pink. I'm going to paint the doors. There's a little sunroof in there, cute little windows, and you've got the glass in. So yeah, this is an overview of the garden. So as you can see, total mess, completely embarrassed by it, but I'm slowly, it doesn't look like it now, but I have been chipping away at it, and my partner's been doing quite a lot. So there's the old hammock, which I'm keeping. So we have got a pathway that was dug out. So you can see it's quite deep. It's about 1.5 foot deep. And we're going to lay some chippings or stones or something down here. We would love it to be smooth so we can get Ben's wheelchair down here. That would be good because he loves the chickens and the ducks, so we'll come down here. So this is my old herb bed. There's still some bay and sage that's slowly surviving in there. It's been in there years. I'm surprised it's still going. We've already got a couple of raised beds in here that just need digging out. Cherry tree that got smothered in bindweed. There's another cherry tree there. This area here is going to be my autumn fruit and raspberries at the back, and the rest of it is going to be wildflowers for the bees and butterflies. You can see my lovely bench over there, which is unfortunately rusted, so you can't really use it, so it's more of a decor thing. Just put this melt frame in to stop anyone sort of tripping and falling in. That's the pond. I have recently added some I can't remember what it's called, the weed stuff to oxygenate it, but I think it probably just needs sludging and clearing out, but I don't want to do anything yet because there might be frogs hibernating in there. The lavatera here, which in hindsight I wouldn't have planted there, I didn't realise how big they got, so I'm probably going to dig that out because it blocks the view to the pond. This here, I believe it's a willow tree. That was a little stick about that big about 3-4 years ago that I stuck in the ground to support some raspberries, and it's just gone mental. But I'm a bit reluctant to get rid of it because we get a lot of birds in there. This is the mound of dirt that was dug out from the path, and we haven't got rid of it. So I'm not sure whether I'm going to dig it all out and get rid of it or just plant on top of it. Really don't know what I'm doing. There's my bird feeding station. The squirrels keep knocking my bird feeders over. We've had all sorts of birds. We've had finches, robins, blackbirds, wrens, sparrows. We've got 4 squirrels. Don't mind feeding squirrels, but the little buggers. This is a, can't remember what it is. Belle de Juve. Now I can't remember whether that's an apple tree or a plum tree. I think it's a plum tree. That's a buddleia bush. Got a couple more raised beds here. This is the greenhouse. Can't really open it because it's frozen, but there is a grape and a kiwi in there, and that will be just for my tomatoes. So all along here, we're going to have this picket fence with a wooden archway with flowers growing over it and a gate. So it kind of sections, so eventually you won't be able to see the other end of the garden, and it makes it a little bit of an adventure, so you can open the gate and it's like a whole new garden. This is going to be the patio area, so you can see it goes all the way up there. We've got loads of stuff to get rid of, and this will be a nice seating area. Yeah, so you can see we've got a massive garden. We do also have a very big front garden, which I plan to put some raised beds on. Yeah, so wish me luck.